Buckle up, listener, because today we are diving into the abyss that is Warhammer 40k.
The Abyss.
With James Swallow's Deus Encarmine.
Oh, yes, yes.
It's Blood Angels versus Word Bearers over a planet-sized graveyard.
That's right.
Psychic shenanigans, ancient relics, betrayal, the works.
All the good stuff. All the good stuff.
So, expert speaker, are you ready to crack this spine?
Absolutely. I've been looking forward to this one.
Yeah, this is a good one. So, Swallow doesn't waste any time.
No, he doesn't.
Throwing us right into the action.
Right into it.
We've got 2 chapters from the same Primarch Lorgar, but total opposites, right?
Yeah, you've got the Blood Angels, noble, honorable,
Right.
but always wrestling with that black rage.
Yeah, the Gene Curse.
And then you've got their twisted brethren, the Word Bearers.
Who went full chaos.
Oh, yeah, they really embraced the whole chaos thing. They took their Primarch's initial faith and, twisted it into something really dark.
Yeah, they did. Speaking of dark, the story takes place on Sybil, which is this planet-sized graveyard.
The whole planet of the dead.
And what do the Word Bearers want to do with it?
Desecrated, of course.
Of course.
Twisted into a monument to chaos.
Like, can't a few billion souls rest in peace?
Peace? In the 41st millennium. That's a good one.
Right.
The Blood Angels, though, they take this very seriously.
Oh, yeah.
This is a chapter steeped in tradition, in honor.
Right.
They can't just let this stand.
Which brings us to our main players.
Oh, yeah. Who are we following in this grim tale?
So, on the Blood Angel side, we got Rafen.
A scout sergeant, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And then we got his younger brother, Arkio, who's in the Honor Guard.
Now, those two, they have a complicated relationship.
Oh, yeah. Lots of tension there.
Yeah. A real powder keg waiting to go off.
Definitely. Then there's Sakil, the sanguinary high priest.
Oh, yeah. Talk about a zealot.
This guy, he makes librarians look subtle.
He eats, sleeps, and breathes the Blood Angels' traditions.
Right, absolutely. And we can't forget about Kors.
The veteran sergeant.
Yeah, he's like that grizzled mentor who's seen too much.
Seen too much, but still keeps going.
Exactly, a true veteran. Now, on the Word Bearer side, we've got Iskaban the Hated.
Oh, yeah. He's a real piece of work.
Chaos-infused jerk, if there ever was one.
A true devotee to the dark gods.
Yeah, and he's got his little helper, Tancred.
Who enjoys his work a little too much.
That's putting it mildly. This guy makes interrogation look like a tea party.
And not the fun kind.
Not at all. So the book opens with Rafen and his squad
Yeah.
on a recon mission on Sybil.
Scouting out the enemy.
Exactly. And wouldn't you know it, they stumble upon one of the Word Bearers' messed up rituals.
They have a knack for that, finding trouble.
Yeah, they do. Let me just give a quick spoiler alert here. They barely make it out alive.
Barely.
Yeah, this is where we see just how devious the Word Bearers can be.
Oh, yeah, they're masters of the ambush.
Masters of the ambush. They use the terrain, their chaos rituals, everything to their advantage.
And then they top it off with this nasty psychic weapon.
Right. Talk about a nasty ceramic.
Leaves the Blood Angels reeling.
It's like getting hit by a psychic grenade.
Pretty much.
Now, this is where things get interesting. Remember Arkio, Rafen's brother?
The Golden Boy.
Yeah, well, he gets caught in the blast of this psychic weapon.
Oh, no.
But instead of, going full heretic,
Right.
he undergoes this transformation.
Chip to chip.
Yeah, at first it's subtle.
What, like a new haircut?
No, more like an intensity in his eyes.
Okay.
He becomes even more dedicated, more devout.
Even more into Sanguinius.
Yeah, like his faith went up a notch.
Yeah.
And to a lot of the Blood Angels, especially Sakil, it's a blessing.
A sign from the Primarch himself.
Exactly. But Rafen, he's not so sure.
He's got that brotherly intuition.
Yeah, he's like, is this really a blessing or something else?
Something more sinister, perhaps.
Exactly. And then to make things even more complicated, we have the arrival of Inquisitor Stele.
Oh, boy. Inquisitors.
Yeah, he's from the Ordo Hereticus, and he's got his own agenda.
Which is?
To find the Spear of Telesto.
Ah, the legendary relic.
Said to be hidden somewhere on CBL.
So now we've got a treasure hunt, too.
Basically.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about Stele. He's a manipulator.
What do you mean?
He doesn't order the Blood Angels around. He plays them.
He's playing 3D chess while they're playing checkers.
Exactly. He uses their faith, their desire for vengeance against them.
A dangerous game.
Very dangerous.
Yeah.
And of course, the Blood Angels, they fall for it.
Hook, line, and sinker.
They become pawns in his game.
And they have no idea.
None whatsoever.
And this whole thing really makes you think about blind faith.
It really does.
You know, these guys, the Blood Angels, they're all about unwavering belief.
Right.
But now they have to face the fact that one of their own, their hero...
Arkio?
Yeah, Arkio might be leading them down a dark path.
It's like what happens when your faith leads you into a trap. Which is exactly what's happening with Stele.
Steele's playing the long game.
Oh, yeah. Big time. And his next target, Shenlong, the Forge World.
Now, that's a tough nut to crack.
You're telling me?
Yeah.
Even for Space Marines, taking that planet is a suicide mission.
But Steele, he's always got a plan.
What's he got up his sleeve this time?
Remember that interrogation scene?
The word bearer?
Yeah, that one. Well, Steele got some intel.
About?
Secret routes through the minefields that surround Shenlong.
He's not dumb enough to share all the details, though, is he?
Of course not.
Right.
Just enough to point the Blood Angels in the right direction.
Leading them right into the meat grinder.
Exactly. And the Blood Angels, blinded by vengeance, by their faith in Arkio, they take the bait.
They launch a full-scale assault.
With Arkio and that spear leading the charge.
That spear is trouble. I can feel it.
It's more than just a weapon.
What do you mean?
It's like an extension of his will. But yeah, the battle for Shenlong, that's where things get really nasty.
I bet we're talking demon engines, hordes of cultists.
And obliterators.
Oh man, not those things.
The bane of even a Space Marine's existence.
They're like the unholy love child of a tank and a demon.
With a serious case of the munchies for Blood Angel.
This is where Chorus's warning about Arkio starts to make a lot of sense.
That he was right all along.
Yeah, picture this. The Blood Angels, Rafen and his squad, they're pinned down, about to be overrun.
This doesn't sound good.
It's not. Suddenly, Arkio shows up, Spear of Telesto blazing.
Like a vengeful angel?
Yeah, but something's off. The way he uses the spear.
Yeah.
It's not just fighting. It's something else.
Something more.
Yeah, more powerful. Holy fire everywhere. Word bearers dropping like flies. But here's the creepy part. It's like the spear knows the difference.
Between?
Word bearers. Toast Blood Angels. Untouched.
Like it recognizes them as sons of Sanguinius.
Exactly. Except for the obliterators.
Right, what about those things?
The spear goes even harder on them, tears them apart.
It's like it's punishing them.
For being abominations. And as Arkio's unleashing all this power, Rafen, he sees his brother changing.
Changing how?
He's not just a space marine with a fancy spear anymore.
He's becoming something else.
Yeah, his features, he seems sharper, his eyes are burning with this weird light.
And his expression.
Pure power, the kind that makes you want to hide.
Not the best look for someone who's supposed to be a hero.
Nope. Meanwhile, Rafen has his own little reunion with Tancred, the torture-loving word-bearer.
Oh no, payback time.
Yeah, let's just say Rafen gets in a few good hits, but not without taking a beating himself.
That guy Tancred, he's a tough cookie.
Cuff and twisted. Speaking of twisted, remember Chorus?
Fighting with the Death Company, wasn't he?
Yeah, those blood angels who've given into the Black Rage.
Not a good place to be.
No, definitely not. Well, he succumbs to his wounds.
He dies a hero's death, then.
Yeah, you could say that. But before he kicks the bucket, he gives Rafen one final warning about Arkio.
Another warning. What does he say?
He calls him a curse, a harbinger of their destruction.
That's ominous.
Yeah, sends chills down your spine. Chorus, even in his madness, he saw something in Arkio that no one else did.
Something dark.
Very dark. So the Blood Angels, they're stuck on Shenlong, cleaning up the remaining word bearers.
Mopping up after a victory that might be more costly than they realize.
Exactly, because the Black Rage.
Ah, yes. The fun part of being a Blood Angel.
It's spreading like wildfire through the ranks.
The curse of Sanguinius rearing its ugly head.
And Arkio, with the Spear of Telesto, he's caught right in the middle of it.
A symbol of hope and a harbinger of destruction all in one.
The other Blood Angels, they see him as a savior. But Rafen
sees the chains.
he sees it happening right before his eyes, his brother slipping away.
Consumed by a power he may not be able to control.
And the spear, it's like it's feeding off of Arkio's faith, twisting it into something wrong.
Corrupting him from the inside out.
Exactly. He's getting more distant, more ruthless.
His every word dripping with this unsettling righteousness.
And he starts talking about a new blood, a new path for the Blood Angels.
One that embraces the very power that seems to be destroying him.
It's scary stuff. And the other Blood Angels, they eat it up.
Desperate for something to believe in.
Exactly. They see Arkio as some kind of prophet, leading them to a new age of glory.
No matter how twisted that glory might be.
Even Sarkiel, Mr. By the Book himself, he's totally under Arkio's spell.
Blinded by his faith in the lineage of Sanguinius.
He's practically begging the Blood Angels to follow Arkio down this new path, no matter the cost.
But Rafen, he knows something's not right.
He remembers what Chorus said.
The warnings of a dying man.
And he can't shake this feeling that something is terribly, terribly wrong.
So he starts digging, trying to find out the truth.
He becomes a detective in a galaxy of war.
Looking for clues in the aftermath of carnage?
He starts uncovering evidence of Steele's manipulations.
The way he's been playing everyone against each other.
And that's when it hits him. Steele doesn't just want power.
He wants the spear.
He wants it for himself.
All of this, the manipulation, the bloodshed, it was all for that one goal.
Rafen, he tries to warn the others, but they won't listen.
They're too far gone, lost in Arkio's twisted vision.
It's heartbreaking, to see his brothers like this, consumed by this lie.
But what can he do? He's one voice against a tide of fanaticism.
So the Blood Angels, they launch their final assault on the Akari fortress, where Iskavan and the last of the word-bearers are holed up.
A final confrontation to decide the fate of Shenlong.
And who's leading the charge? Arkio.
Spear of Telesto blazing.
Rafen, he knows he has to make a choice.
Stand with his chapter or confront his brother.
Spoiler alert. He chooses his brother. There's this big confrontation between them.
A battle for Arkio's soul.
Rafen tries to reason with him, to get through to him, but it's no use.
The Arkio he knew, the brother he loved, is gone.
And in the end, Rafen, he does the unthinkable. He kills Arkio.
A mercy killing, if anything.
Yeah, there's no other way to put it. With Arkio gone, the spear's influence, it starts to fade.
And the remaining word-bearers, they don't stand a chance.
But the victory feels hollow,
Too many lives lost, too much betrayal.
Steele, his plan's in ruins. He tries to salvage what he can.
But it's too late.
Rafen sees him for what he really is. A manipulator, a user.
A danger to the Imperium, just like the heretics he hunts.
And Rafen, he refuses to let Steele get his hands on the spear.
So he takes it and disappears.
Vanishes into the vastness of the galaxy.
Leaving behind a trail of questions and what-ifs.
So what's the takeaway here?
I think Deus Encarmine, it's a story about the dangers of blind faith.
About how even the best intentions can be twisted.
It shows us that power, especially the kind wielded by that spear, it comes at a terrible cost.
And that even in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium,
there's still room for hope.
Even if it's a glimmer in the darkness.
It's a reminder that even when all seems lost,
there's always a choice to be made.
To fight for what you believe in.
No matter the cost.
Well said.
This is a book that'll stay with you for a while.
Oh, absolutely. It'll make you question everything you thought you knew about the Blood Angels.
And about faith, power, and the nature of good and evil.
It's a story that will stay with you long after you've turned the last page.
All right, Deus Encarmine. Check it out if you dare.
Just be prepared for a wild ride.
Until next time, listener, may the Emperor protect